Okay, so I think we're live.
We don't know yet. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, bear with us. This is our first time going live on internet, on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube at the same time, featured by Restream.io. But this is not so much about this technology. This is about something new we would like to tell you about.
Yep.
What is it, Heather?
Well, first of all, I'm Heather, and I'm Daniel's assistant. And sometimes I get brought into these things because I don't come from a tech background. So I'm...
Plus, it's much more interesting when you're around.
Always.
I'm so dull. It wouldn't be any fun
That
anyhow.
is just the truth.
But, okay. So, what we would like to introduce today is that very soon we will release a new app where you can use your mobile phone as an IoT device. Because sometimes you don't really know if IoT is for you, but the mobile phone has really a lot of sensors. It has an accelerometer, it has a gyroscope,
Yep.
it has a compass, it has a GPS, so you can use it for tracking. It also has a microphone, which you normally use to talk to. So we can use that also as input into our IoT platform.
So our app, which is called what?
The app is called SLX Snitch.
And where do we find the app? Where can everybody out there take a look and find the app?
Good question. So the app is already in Google's Play Store, and it is also in the iOS App Store, but there it is in a test drive account, so you would need to ask us if you're really eager to try it on an iPhone. And anybody who might be interested is welcome to test it and come with feedback and maybe with improvements.
Yeah, not only welcome, encouraged.
Yeah. Should we try to jump in?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Okay. So let me lock up my phone here and let's go to the phone view. So here you see the two Seluxit apps. The left one is the Snitch. And this is what basically greets you when you come in. I am now already registered with my account. So you have a few different options here. You have the new device option where you can configure measurement of the machine or of a location of something. But let's start with maybe the Pocket IoT.
What does the Pocket IoT do?
Yeah. So in Pocket IoT, all the sensors which the phone has are currently exposed. So it has a light sensor, it has a sound sensor, accelerometer, gyroscope, location, compass, battery, and Wi-Fi. I have not enabled the Wi-Fi because I didn't want you to see all my Wi-Fi networks here. So this data is now being sent to our cloud platform. Should we take a look at how that looks? So here in the cloud platform, I have configured, actually let's switch a tab. So what I have configured here is, let me wait, we just switch back here. And that's of course typical, we're live. Okay, now you can see that when I'm speaking, then it says loud.
You have a loud voice.
Yes, I have a very loud voice. You can also see that I have shared the location, so you can see where we are. You can see the light sensor. I think it is actually here, so this should increase 705 lux. I think it takes a bit of time for our dashboard to catch up because this app is sending tons of data right now, and it's also struggling a bit keeping up with the accelerometer. Here you can see, okay, now I'm holding it like this,
wow.
Or I hold it like this, or I hold it like this, so you will see the different axes of the phone switching in the accelerometer. And all of this data can actually be then exported into a comma-separated file.
What would someone typically do with data like this?
Well, probably you would want to analyze it in other programs. So I mean, our let's stop with the live view here because this is really heavy on my system. And let's say I want to see the last, I don't know, 500 points. That should be good. Okay. So now, our 500 points was apparently a bit too much. Sorry for that. Say the 100 points. Okay. So then you can go here and say export as comma separated file, and then you can import it into Excel and analyze all kinds of stuff. So that far, is it clear?
Yeah.
So yeah, even an old phone could be used with the location as a tracker.
Yeah.
Leave it somewhere and let it track your trailer or something if it can survive long enough.
It surprises me that the phones come with all of these sensors. Like
Yeah.
I knew that my phone, my phone knows when I pick it up because it lights up. But yeah, I guess I never thought about the fact that it has all of these sensors integrated in.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So another thing which I find really cool is that it can actually act as a predictive maintenance tool. So what we have made is, if you go into the sound sensor, then you have the noise and you have the sound, where you saw the noise that I was very loud. I have a very loud voice. Then you have something mystical like the RMS, which means how much energy is in the signal. You can make a Fourier transform. So sound is actually waves in the air, and these waves, they have a frequency. So when I speak like this, it has a low frequency.
Yep.
And when I speak like this, it has a high frequency. So when you have a machine or your car maybe, then the first thing that happens is you hear that something is probably wrong. And maybe it's a high-pitched sound.
Yep.
Maybe it's something in the brakes or something making this high-pitched sound, or maybe it's a low noise bump sound. You can actually see that then from the frequency.
So let me ask a quick question. So do certain sounds just have a normal frequency range that they should be hitting? And basically, if you know that, then you can tell if something's not hitting the correct normal range, then you know something's not correct.
Correct.
Okay.
That is absolutely correct.
So far so good.
Yeah, you can have it in an instrument. We will demonstrate this in a moment. Now this is perfectly tuned, but an instrument out of tune will have the wrong sounds. So the sound, the A should be 440 hertz. If it's not there, it sounds different. Out of tune. Yeah. So let me just say I want to disable many of these things because they are pumping far too much data right now. That will slow down our demonstration. The compass sensor as well. Disable. Battery, I don't think that's so bad. So we'll focus now on the sound sensor. And what I have here is a directional microphone, which is just bought off, I don't know, eBay or Amazon or something, I don't recall. Not much, but it can simply, it is more directional than the omnidirectional.
So it's going to focus in on a specific sound depending on where you...
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So let's just stop this and restart it. Oh, wow. It's now trying to catch up, I think. Okay, now it caught up. And now we go back live. And we can see the RMS starting there. So can I get you to press the A? And that is this key.
Yes.
Please press it. And what you notice is that the... Louder maybe?
Let's turn it up.
Yeah, so the peak frequency should be actually 440. Yeah, it says so here on the FFT.
Oh yeah, it does say on the sound sensor.
Okay, on the sound sensor.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it shows the 440. Maybe we're a bit behind, but that is because the A has the frequency of 440 hertz. And the funny thing is, if we go a bit down here, you see the peak frequencies here. If we just say, let's disable the secondary peak frequency, third and fourth, so we actually check which one has most energy and which one has least. If we try again, let me see. Oh, this is the A, the normal A.
Okay. So it is hitting 440, I can see.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And there is a lot of energy in this signal. So if we go up here, then we can see the live data now, because we were at the wrong octave.
So where should I be looking? Peak frequency.
Peak frequency, yeah. I must be very confused. I don't know.
It's saying 440 in the sound sensor.
Well, that's the demonstration effect. But that's maybe nice, and maybe it's nice to see that you can then see what notes are being played. Yeah. But we have a more fun thing, and that is, maybe you can take the camera and I will enable it in the feed, and that is this one. Yeah, you have it on there. Yeah. You should tilt it so people can see what we're doing. Yeah. Oh, no. Now. Oh.
Of course.
What are you doing? Oh no. Yes, this is live.
There we go.
So it doesn't matter if it goes off. Of course, then you cannot see so much.
We're back in action.
So this is a vacuum pump, and here you can see that there's some oil. If there's not enough oil in this, the pump may get damaged, and it will actually not function. It needs the oil to tighten everything. So this is the vacuum chamber, mm-hmm. and this is a manometer which shows how much under pressure we have inside of the vacuum chamber. And now we have some bags of chips.
Yes.
And this is because Heather, she has a bit of weak nails, very polished nails,
yeah.
and
fresh nail polish.
She can never open these bags. So what have you done to these bags, Heather?
Well, in one bag I have cut a small hole, and in the other bag, in the Bugles bag, I just left it as it is.
Yeah. So what I've done is I've actually prepared a measurement for this pump. So what we've made is our program can, when you make a new device, you can set up what it should measure, how often, how long it should measure, and things like that. So I've made a QR code, so I know that this device is going to be selected when I want to do a measurement. Whoop. Okay, and I call it for vacuum pump. And what you can do from here is you can share the QR code with the normal sharing mechanisms from your phone, and then you can print it and fix it to whatever you're doing, and then you don't need to remember what did I call this, you will just scan it. And the next thing I will do is I will start the measurement. And once I do that, I will point my...
So you're measuring sound and how the vacuum pump sounds.
Correct. Okay. I will measure the vacuum pump, how it sounds, and then we will put it into different modes and then see what the data looks like.
And the funnest thing is we will watch what happens to the chips.
Exactly. Okay, I start my measurement. You start the pump. And you start the pump.
What about this? That's okay?
It's okay, yeah. You can show the manometer.
Oh, and we just had one explosion.
One explosion?
One Bugles bag explosion.
Yeah, try. I guess you can show the whole thing. So So when we are talking, obviously that makes another frequency noise. So this is noise, and especially when you're outdoors, the wind and stuff, it can make give you false measurements. So now my measurement is soon done, and we are also at approximately the maximum that my vacuum chamber can do.
Okay.
So the data should now be sent, and we let it run a bit more. I will actually do a second measurement. So I do start measurement, and this time what I want to do is I tighten. So now you can maybe hear, or maybe you can't, that the sound sounds different. I switch it off. Now it's only our voice. And what I want to do now is I want to let the air back in, because I want to show you how does the frequency of hissing air actually sound.
Okay.
Oh wow.
That's interesting. Ooh.
Oh wow, and
It's
now
it's
the 12 o'clock alarms, we
right
are really
on time.
lucky. I don't know if that can hear it.
That is I think the world's most eerie alarms testing.
So let's let
Are we
this
done
run.
with this?
Yeah, we're done with this. You can
Okay.
place it back. Let's go to the whoop. Okay, and let's try to look at our data. So I will select the vacuum pump here to see the data from this measurement. And I don't want to see the live data. I just want to see, the last 120 points is probably good. So you see there was a lot of information in the signal, and actually let's just not say the number, but say the last hour. Okay. So you can see here signal, how much energy there was in the signal. We can see the different peak frequencies. Let's disable all but the top one. So here we can see it was a very, very high frequency.
What would a high frequency mean?
That was, I would think that this is actually the hissing air.
Okay.
So what you often have is in factories you have compressed air or vacuums like here, and they are not tight, and then the air can escape, and this is a hissing sound. And the funny thing is that the human ear actually removes this sound, so after a very short time you cannot hear it anymore. So how are you going to detect that you have holes in your air system? And the problem is that this means the compressor is running and you use energy. So you are wasteful of energy. And this is where IoT, of course, can help, that it finds energy waste. And compressed air is one of the really good examples of this. So you could use this app and walk around, maybe with a directional microphone, find out where do I actually see air escaping. Where does the sound come from? You could locate it with this, because one thing is you see the frequency, but you also can see the peak amplitude. So the closer you will get, the more energy there will be in the signal.
And this is just because we measured this using sound, correct? Let's say if you had a machine that moved or vibrated in a certain way, then you could just use a different sensor, and it would, kind of how I'm thinking about this is a machine is talking or singing a song, and it's supposed to be singing the same song and hitting the same notes, if you will. And if it's out of tune, then it's not hitting the right note, and that's what this app would be used to discover. Exactly,
the note would be moving through the frequency range. And that is where you can then detect, if I come to a certain condition, you can detect this and send a warning.
Okay.
And often it is such that it is a slowly degradation. So you would actually be able to predict on when you hit this condition that you don't want.
Okay.
And by that you can calculate until when will it function and when will it most likely break down, and that is predictive maintenance.
Interesting. And it amazes me how easy this was. Like, we took a picture of a QR code and then it's like magic. It starts measuring and it's painting a picture for us.
And yeah, so we'll hope that people try it out.
Yeah.
And see.
I'd be really curious to see what else it could be used for.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we don't have enough fantasy to see what people start using it for.
Yeah.
But it's available in the Play Store. If you really want to try it already now with iOS, we can arrange that. Just contact us on info@seluxit.com.
Yep.
And otherwise, I think within a month or something, it will be out both on Android and iOS.
And one more time, it's called what?
It's called SLX Snitch. And our dashboard, I can just show you that. It's if I log out here, it's on Websto, where you can see your data.
That's really cool.
Super. That was it for today.
Our first, this was our first.
I hope it
live
worked.
Stream. Yeah.
Probably next time we'll do it better. But thanks for watching, and see you again next time. Bye.
Bye.